Hello, everyone. I wanted to thank everyone here for joining us here today. I just want to get right started into it. My name is Baltazar Lopez, and I'm one of the business development executives here with Railbookers, and I'm going to be your host for today. Now, I'm going to spend some time explaining who we are, what we do, and our top Canadian packages, and I'm even going to announce the pre-Black Friday sale that we have occurring right now. And most importantly, I'll actually discuss some of the advantages that you have by booking through Railbookers, which isn't available anywhere else on the marketplace today. Now, just let me switch over here. Now, I just want to start off by letting you know that you can actually download your own customizable flyer here. So there are two flyers that you can choose from, one of which is the pre-Black Friday sale, and the other one is just one of our top Canadian packages. And you can actually download it and put in your own information. That's how you can send it off to your clients. And if you have any questions during any part of this presentation, then please just input them into the question box as you see on the screen, and then I'll be more than happy to assist you with the question later on in this session. And just make sure you put in the question in the question box and not the chat box. So just so we can all be on the same page, just starting off, who are we? Yankee Holidays was actually our first brand established 46 years ago, and that was in 1972. Now, in 2007, Yankee Leisure Group was formed as we were managing multiple brands. Today, we now have three distinct brands, Yankee Holidays, Amtrak Vacations, and Railbookers, which, if you kind of think about it, we actually have five brands when you consider Via Rail Vacations and Eurostar Vacation by Railbookers. Now, respectively, we've had some good fortune. Every year has been our best year ever for the past 6 years, and that did include this year, where we already achieved double-digit growth, which this is now our best year ever. And just 6 years ago, if you were to look at that, Yankee Leisure Group was just in the Boston area, where we now have offices in Southern California, London, Beverly, Massachusetts, and now Sydney, Australia. But today we're going to focus on our Railbookers brand. Now, Railbookers has actually been servicing the UK and Australia market since 2003, but we just introduced Railbookers to the US market at the end of 2017. Many of you are aware of our previous brands, but that's maybe the reason why Railbookers, just as a brand name, is a little new, but our partners and our sister brands have already been established in the US. So first off, let's just kind of chat about why your clients would love traveling with Railbookers. So first off, a bucket list experience. There's just something old school and charming about riding trains. It's just between the food car, the conductors, the world that's flying right outside your window. There's a nostalgic appeal to train travel. And then when it comes to premier scenic routes, almost every journey in Europe and Canada is extremely scenic because you're going through mountains, valleys, tunnels, bridges, viaducts. There's so much different scenery that your clients will be able to see. But even more importantly, even scenic routes like the Bernina Express, Glacier Express, the Gornagot-Cog Railway. There's just with views of the Matterhorn, just so many different scenic routes that your clients would be able to take just by train, which they wouldn't have been able to see because there's no roads for the cars to actually travel through. And if they were flying overhead in an airplane, they wouldn't be able to enjoy the sights on the floor. Now, multi-country adventure, trains actually make it very easy and simple to travel to different destinations in one vacation trip. So any of your clients who like to tick off multiple countries during one of their trips, so they can come back and just pretty much, I would say, spread the word on how incredible their trip was. It's very easy to do with the train system because you don't have to go through the lengthy checkout procedures, or you don't have to go through customs. The train will take you directly where you want to go. And then even convenience and relaxation. Maybe you've been on a bus before and you needed to go to the bathroom, or you needed a snack, or you wanted to play cards with your traveling companions. While traveling by train is a much different experience, since someone else is doing the driving, your clients will be free to eat, drink, nap, get up and stretch their legs whenever they like. And they can do all this and much more by train. It just really is a different experience than being confined to a seat like a bus or a plane. And then even city to city. Most places in Europe, you can actually get right to the center of the city, unlike the airports. And you can also speed in comfort between cities, for example, Rome and Florence, where it's just an hour and 39-minute journey, where it can easily take 2 to 3 times that by motor coach, depending on traffic. So this map actually shows the rail network across all of Europe. Now, the different colors are actually the different rail systems just in Europe, and none of them talk to each other. But with Railbookers, we have direct contracts with all of them. And because of that, we're able to customize any one of our trips. So if you have a client who's in Norway and they want to go down, say, over to Italy, then you don't have to worry about the different connections. We are the ones who are the experts who can piece together every trip with the hotel accommodations in between, even tours and activities. And now this is the Canadian rail network. And many of you are familiar with our sister brand, Amtrak Vacations, in which we have packages on the Canadian, which is the red line you see here. Well, through Railbookers, we run Via Rail Vacations, and we offer vacation packages on all of these lines. We also work with special partners such as Rocky Mountaineer in order to provide the best experience that your clients are really looking for, whether it's pure luxury travel by day or even riding on the Via Rail system at night. Now, there are a few main points I want to hit on, and why would you want to book with Railbookers specifically? First off, a one-stop shop, hassle-free, because we understand that booking rail vacations, especially in Europe or Canada, there's so many routes, trains, languages, and providers, and it tends to be a little bit confusing and a stressful task for different individuals. But that's where we step in. Your vacation would be professionally planned by one of our rail experts who will organize all of your tickets, timings, excursions, hotel stays, and even send you everything you need for your client's rail vacation. It's that simple. You actually just provide us all the information on the destinations your clients are looking at, the type of class and accommodations they would like, the level of class they would like, and we put it all together. Send you over a detailed quote and itinerary. If they would like to move forward, we'll book the trip, and then we would be able to send you over the tickets, vouchers, and documents once the date gets a little closer. And our consultants can go more into detail with that, but it's fairly simple. Now, this is an absolute game changer. Have you ever had clients who they wanted to take a trip for next year, but you couldn't book the rail only until 90 days prior to departure? Or maybe you received an estimated cost on the rail, where once the day got closer, you had to have that awkward conversation with your clients on how the price had gone up. Well, with Railbookers, we are actually able to book any one of our trips with the rail included up to 18 months in advance. And again, most train schedules allow 90 days in advance. If you consider Eurostar, maybe up to 6 months. But with Railbookers, we can book all of our trips up to 18 months in advance, so we can now help you out with the long-term reservations and make the reservation set in stone as it should be. And now our flexibility. Maybe have you ever booked a European rail package with tour operators, but their itineraries were just set in stone? They didn't allow you to change any portion of it. Or perhaps after a standard Venice, Florence, Rome itinerary, your clients wanted to take a train to Salzburg, Munich, or even Paris. Maybe they wanted first class instead of standard, or vice versa. Well, with Railbookers, we can actually add or change components to any of our packages. We can actually add additional rail or accommodations, and if we don't have a package that fits your client's needs, we'll just build one from scratch. Now, many tour operators offer a standard Prague, Vienna, Budapest, and a Venice, Florence, Rome, but how often do your clients request to deviate? This is what makes us and you special to your clients. Now, this is actually what I mean when we talk about customization, because I want to make sure we're all on the same page. This is one of our examples. So we have a package with the Venice and the Bernina Express. Say your clients want to add an additional hotel in Venice, or maybe even at a different location, and they want to add on a getaway from, say, going over to Geneva. So we can actually piece all of that together, and then what comes out is a customized rail vacation. Or another way to look at it is actually package-wise. So we have our Venice via the Alps from London, and how it goes through London, Paris, Geneva, Milan, and Venice, and now that package ends in Venice. Well, we can actually connect another one of our packages, our Ultimate Venice, Florence, Rome, where then it begins in Venice, continues to Florence, and then goes down to Rome. And we can even break it even more, where, say, your clients would like additional nights in Florence in between the package. That's not a problem. Or even if they want to then reroute it, say going all the way over to Portugal or even Spain. We can do that as well. There's no limit to what we're able to do. We can customize or reroute anything that your clients are desiring. Now, do you book primarily ocean or river cruises? Maybe have you ever found that the pre and post packages offered by those different suppliers really don't meet your client's needs? Or maybe you're having just trying to find the right hotel inventory in those key cities. While most ocean and river cruises, they do offer pre and post packages, but they're limited to the port cities, or if they want to take your clients outside of the port cities, they require a long bus route where if they don't have a minimum number of travelers, it doesn't operate. Well, with Railbookers, we have hotel inventory in key cruise cities, and our packages are actually designed to bring your clients beyond the port cities, so they can now see regions not accessible by the riverboat or the cruise ship. And since your clients aren't restricted to the port cities, there's no minimum number of travelers needed. We are able to just provide the perfect and custom pre and post trip that your clients are desiring. And there's no limit to what we can do. It can be as low as one person just traveling on their own journey, or even we can do a small group with 4 to 6 individuals on their own independent travel. Now, some of our popular destinations, as you can see here, Vancouver, Basel, Amsterdam, Seattle, Paris, Nuremberg, Munich, Budapest, even Rome. And we frequently work in conjunction with Viking, Uniworld, Avalon, Norwegian, even Princess. All you would do is let us know on what the location is that your clients either are going to depart from or arrive from, the time that they have available, and then we'll put together the trip. If they have any recommendations that they would like to go to, we can include that, or our consultants can give their best recommendation if they desire that as well. And talking about the consultants, these are a few of my coworkers here, and maybe your clients have asked you and wanted to figure out a way where they can have a breakfast in London, a lunch in Paris, and then in the same day have a dinner in Switzerland. Or maybe your clients are asking you whether to take the Gotthard Pass or the Gotthard Tunnel. Well, with Railbookers, our expertise is not just in the destinations, as with many other tour operators, but we're experts in the train systems all over the world, and we're capable of recommending the best routes to take based on your client's needs. Our reservation staff are even more than capable of even jumping on a conference call with you and your clients so they can help them answer any kind of questions or anything they may be on the fence on to help you close the sale. Anything you need from our consultants, they can do so. They're actually sent on our vacation trips, so they're very well educated and very well seasoned to assist you in any kind of hurdle you may be facing. Now, a common question I get asked is, what kind of vacation types do we offer? And typically, everything we offer is broken down in one of these 5 categories. So, scenic rail journeys. So again, like I mentioned, any kind of European or Canadian trip is very scenic by train. But if we want to go more specific, Bernina Express, Glacier Express, the Canadian Rockies, Gornagakok Railway, I can go on and on, the Rocky Mountaineer, all of very scenic routes, and those are just the must-dos when you're traveling. Classic journeys, that's for maybe first-time travelers to international travels. That's your standard Prague, Vienna, and Budapest, or your Venice, Florence, Rome itinerary. And then our city breaks, that's more of a quick getaway for maybe 2 or 3 nights. You could think of it as your business traveler adding on a couple of nights before or after a conference in places like Rome, London, Paris, Berlin, Vancouver, Toronto. The list can go on and on, but just a quick getaway. Now our pre and post cruise journeys. Again, we work frequently in conjunction with Norwegian, Viking, Uniworld, Avalon, Princess, and again, that's just naming a couple. And customizable rail vacations. Now, this is where we excel. Like I said, if we don't have a package that fits your client's needs, we'll just build one from scratch. Now, a few of our top destinations with Railbookers, that's Italy, Switzerland, Spain, and Portugal, Scandinavia, and even North America. Now, I actually want to, since we are focusing on Via Rail Vacations by Railbookers, I want to go a little bit deeper into a few of our top sellers. So this one has been on the top of the charts quite consistently for easily, this is our top 3 packages no matter what season are Canadian Rockies Discovery Eastbound. And this is the perfect package for any new traveler who wants to get the Canadian Rockies experience. It's going to be starting off in Vancouver with day trip in Victoria, which it's included is the shuttle and the ferry in between, and then going on an overnight trip on the Via Rail system through the Canadian Rockies to arrive into Jasper, where Jasper they'll go into Banff, and then Calgary, even a day trip to Lake Louise. So I'm going to break it down a little bit more for you. So this package starts off in Vancouver, and it's the fourth largest cruise ship terminal in the world, which makes this package the perfect post-cruise trip. Now, your clients will have 3 nights to stay in this amazing city. Now, included is a hop-on, hop-off sightseeing tour, which will take your clients to all the major highlight locations in the city. And for many of you, I'm sure that you're well aware of what the hop-on, hop-off pass is, but for maybe a newcomer, I want to make sure we're all on the same page. A hop-on, hop-off pass is a pass that's generally in the majority of all the highlight cities, and it's a pass that it would either be a bus or a trolley, and it would take your clients to all the major sites in that specific city on multiple routes depending on the size of the city. And your clients can actually get off at any location, do their own touring around, and whatever they like to do. And say they want to continue on that tour guide that with the bus or trolley, they just go back to the same stop, maybe 15, 30, 45 minutes when it rotates, again, depending on the size. They'll just jump back on the bus or trolley, and they'll continue on the tour where they left off. So it's a transportation and tour guide all in one during their vacation. It's majority in almost all of our packages, so it's usually a highly demanded tour. It's a must-do. Now, your clients will also have an admission to the Vancouver Lookout and a ferry round trip from Victoria, like I mentioned earlier, and maybe they want to visit the Bouchard Gardens. Now, after the 3-night stay, just doing all that your clients would like to do in Vancouver, well, again, it's a very large city, they're going to go take the Canadian. Now, the Canadian is the train system that goes coast to coast in Canada, but they're actually going to get off in Jasper. And I'm going to go over the accommodations on this train system a little later in the presentation, but just so you know, this is an overnight journey, so they would have to choose between one of the sleeping accommodations or the coach class. Now, after spending the overnight on the Via Rail, your clients will then enjoy a relaxing day on the train as they arrive into Jasper. Now, your clients will have a 2-night stay in Jasper, and it's a beautiful town right in the heart of the Jasper National Park, and it's a frequently sold-out town. For many of you, I'm sure you're well aware, but with Railbookers, we have inventory in these highly sought-out destinations. Now, after Jasper, your clients will then take a tour. It's a tour-like shuttle through the Icefields Parkway, and your clients will be able to explore wildlife, pristine lakes, breathtaking mountain peaks, and they'll actually be able to board the Ice Explorer to go onto glaciers, and all while they're on their way over to Banff. And then your clients will have a 2-night stay in Banff, where it's just like Jasper. It's a frequently sold-out town, but with Railbookers, we have our allotment and inventory in these cities. Now, while in Banff, your clients will actually use one of the days to go visit one of the crowning gems in the Canadian Rockies, which is Lake Louise. Now, this is actually one of the top most photographed lakes in Canada. Now, while your clients are here, they can actually take their own time to maybe go canoeing, hike a few of the different locations, or even enjoy the wildlife, or just relax at the beautiful Fairmont that sits right on the banks of Lake Louise. Then your clients will actually arrive into Calgary, which is the largest city in Alberta, for a 1-night stay. And then they'll be able to enjoy it, take their time to just take in this amazing city, and then on the following day they'll be able to head back to their home destination. Now, one thing I want to mention about Calgary, since we can customize a lot of our packages, usually the customization that comes with this package generally stays the same, except clients or agents, they want to adjust it with the Calgary Stampede, the festivals that are occurring in this major city, and then we just backtrack to make sure it routes out at the perfect time. So this is just an amazing 10-day trip, a must-do for the Canadian Rockies, and it's only starting at $2,099. Now, this is our Grand Circle of the Canadian Rockies. Now, this one is also in high demand because it includes luxury with the true train experience. Luxury as in including the Rocky Mountaineer, and then the true train experience of actually sleeping overnight on the train, because I'm sure many of you do know that from Vancouver to Kamloops is the Rocky Mountaineer, and you actually don't sleep overnight on the train on Rocky Mountaineer, which majority of clients do desire that as well. And then from Kamloops, head over straight to Banff, where your clients will be able to enjoy that time as well. So I'm actually going to break it down a little more for you. Again, starting off in Vancouver, and a few of these cities may seem a bit repetitive, but again, these are different packages, which they're the highlight locations for any traveler going to Canada. So beginning in Vancouver for a 2-night stay, you can let them know to just rest up and relax in the city so they can be prepared for their journey on the Rocky Mountaineer on the following day. Now, the Rocky Mountaineer. So the Rocky Mountaineer, it will unlock a world of unparalleled beauty for your clients, just also adding in a touch of just a complete luxury class service. Now, Rocky Mountaineer will leave Vancouver and head towards Kamloops, where your clients' hotels will be set up there. And two classes of service are Silverleaf and Goldleaf, both of which provide dome train cars with spectacular views of the Canadian Rockies. Now, I want to be able to break it down for you. In a nutshell, the differences are as follows. Silverleaf are single-level dome cars, as pictured in the bottom left photo, while Goldleaf has seating on the top level of a bi-level car, as in the second photo. Now, beneath the top level of the Goldleaf seating is a dining car for Goldleaf travelers only, and it's in the third picture that you see on the screen. Now, Silverleaf includes gourmet meals as well, the same exact meals as Goldleaf. The only difference is that their meals are served at their seats versus in their own dining car. And then, of course, complimentary beverages, including alcohol, are included, as well as luggage delivery to the hotel in Kamloops and back to the train system. And then after the night in Kamloops, your clients will head right through with the Rocky Mountaineer to Banff. Now, once in Banff, your clients will have a 2-night stay with admission to the Banff gondolas as well, that's the amazing view that they'll be able to see. And then after Banff, your clients will then have 1 night in Lake Louise where they can just enjoy the rest of the time. Again, highlight location, most photographed photo in Canada. And once they depart Lake Louise on the following day, they'll be able to have admission through the Icefields Parkway. Now, I know I mentioned the Icefields Parkways before, but I want to show you the Ice Explorer. Now, that is the Ice Explorer, which is provided by Brewster, and that's going to take them onto the glaciers. And make sure you let them know to take an empty water bottle. That's how they can take back some of the best tasting water with them. And then after the Icefields Parkway, your clients will then arrive into Jasper for a 2-night stay. And your clients will be able to tour Magdalen and Medicine Valley Lake while they're in Jasper, just taking in the amazing scenery and the snow-capped mountain peaks. And then after your clients, after that, your clients will have a 2-night stay, and they'll board onto the Canadian, which is going to be which they're going to be heading back over to Vancouver, and that's going to be an overnight journey as well. So they'll be able to catch sights on through the Canadian Rockies that they may have missed the first time through the Rocky Mountaineer. And again, it's a true train experience when they can sleep overnight. And this package, it unlocks just completely both sides of different perspectives right through the Canadian Rockies, and it's an 8-day package only starting from $3,949. And the meals are included as well when it comes to the Rocky Mountaineer. And now this is I believe the last package we're going to be featuring today, and it's our Ultimate Canada Coast to Coast Eastbound. So it's a little bit of everything, where the first package focused on the must-do for Canadian Rockies. The second package included luxury. Now this one's going all the way through Canada, and for any clients who may have some extra time on their hands where they can take a full journey, a little over 2 weeks, to enjoy all the major cities in Canada. So, as mentioned before, your clients will start in Vancouver for a 2 night stay, and included is admission to the Vancouver Lookout and the Hop on Hop Off tour. And which, by the way, Vancouver is actually home to Canada's longest pool, Kitsilano Pool, aka Kids Pool. And it measures about 451 feet, nearly the size of 3 football fields. And it's an outdoor heated saltwater pool that's available year round for it's just a major tourist attraction where the hop on hop off pass drops off your clients about 5 blocks away. Then after your clients take an overnight on the Canadian, they'll head over to Jasper for a 1 night stay. And then this will be the resting point for your clients so they can just have the following day going through the Icefield Parkways heading off to Banff. And then after exploring the Ice Explorer, the Glacier Skywalk, and a lunch on the Columbia Ice Fields, again through the Icefields Parkway, your clients will then arrive into Banff for a 1 night stay. And then on the following day, your clients will then head back to Jasper for an overnight stay and catch the ride back onto the Canadian train system for 3 amazing nights on the train towards Toronto. So again, that's going to be 3 overnights, and I'm going to be going into the sleeping accommodation soon. And your clients will have 2 night stay in Toronto. Now, I would recommend for you to let your clients know to visit the CN Tower or even visit the Eden Century, which is home to over 250 shops. And your clients can also take their time. They'll have a hop on hop off pass included in this trip so they can get around town at their own leisure. Now included in this package is a full day trip to Niagara Falls. Again, one of the natural wonders of the world. And your clients will be able to head over and included is a scenic boat ride at the base of Horseshoe Falls so they can get up close and personal with the falls. And then it's always a must do when you're in Niagara Falls to go onto the lake. Then after touring Niagara Falls, your clients will then head back to Toronto for their last night stay. But again, they're having a full day enjoying all that Niagara Falls has to offer. Now your clients will then head over to Montreal for a 2 night stay. Now Montreal is actually the second largest city in Canada, and Montreal is actually it's just a very easy way to enjoy your time there at your client's own leisure. And for the following day, your clients will actually take a guided sightseeing tour, which goes to different areas as like the Olympic Stadium, Montreal Harbor, the historic Hotel de Ville, and Mary Queen of the World Cathedral, Golden Square Mile. There's just so many different activities they can do, and all at their own leisure. Now, this is the Ocean, and it's a passenger train that travels between Montreal, Quebec, and Halifax, and it's actually currently the oldest continuously operated named passenger train in North America. Now, the Ocean is actually, the schedule takes approximately 23 hours, running overnight in both directions. However, your clients will be getting off in Quebec City. So Quebec City is actually the only walled city north of Mexico, something you may only find over in Europe, but it's very rare to see in North America. And Quebec is filled with just rich history, narrow, winding cobblestone streets, and it has a charm of just the old European cities. And then eating is one of the main pleasures of Quebec, as well as they even have a chocolate museum. And a dinner is included at one of their classic restaurants for your clients. And then for the following day, your clients will be able to explore some of Quebec's top attractions, such as the Plains of Abraham, the Basilica, the National Assembly, and even the Place Royale. And at night, your clients can head over to the Via Rail station and trail to Halifax. This is an overnight on the Via Rail system. Then your clients will arrive into Halifax, the capital of the province of Nova Scotia, right in Canada. And your clients will have a 1 night stay in Halifax. And Halifax has a strong connection to the Titanic sinking. There's a permanent Titanic museum at the Maritime Museum of the Atlantic there. So this perfect coast-to-coast package, it's a 17-day package, and it's only starting from $4,749. Now I want to go a little bit deeper into the actual accommodations themselves. And the accommodations range from economy, sleeping berths, cabins, all the way to prestige class. So starting off the economy, it's actually the most cost-efficient seat on the train system for the Via Rail, and your clients will be able to have access to one of the dome cars as well as the snack car, which consists of muffins, sandwiches, sodas, beer, wine, chips, and I can continue to go on. But depending on availability, your economy passengers may be able to access the dining car and purchase hot meals prepared on board by chef. Now, the reason why I say it's it's dependent on availability because priority is going to be for the sleeping accommodation passengers to enjoy their meals. Now, the next class on the Via Rail system is the upper and lower berths. Now, these are the most cost-efficient sleeping accommodations on the train, and freshly prepared meals are in the dining car and they're included in the fare, as well as access to the several dome cars. And the picture on the upper right shows the berths during the daytime, and the picture on the left shows the berths at night. And there is privacy at night. There's a heavy curtain that encloses the sleeping areas, separating the upper and lower berths. And restrooms are right at the end of the car, just a few steps away from the berth accommodation. Now, here's actually the layout of the sleeping accommodations on the train. The yellow depicts the berths, the purple represents the cabin for one, and the green shows the cabin for two. And the cabin for one consists of a love seat by day with a large window to enjoy the passing scenery, as seen in the image in the lower right. And the cabin for one is equipped with a door that locks from the inside, and as well as a covered toilet in the room with your clients. And then during the evening, the attendant will come in to change their space into a bed, as seen in the image in the bottom left. And freshly prepared meals are included in the dining carts with any of our Via Rail sleeping accommodations. Now, for the cabin for two, just like the cabin for one, it also features a door that locks from the inside, and it has two larger chairs during the day and a large window to enjoy the scenery from the room. Now, a private toilet and vanity with hot and cold drinking water will be in the room with your clients, where the shower will be just down the hall. And during the evening, the attendant will actually turn their room into bunk bed style accommodations as displayed in the right photo. And of course, meals are prepared on board by a chef, and it's included in the fare for the cabin for two. And now this is the prestige class, and this is the ultimate experience when traveling by rail on the Via Rail system. The cabin is very spacious, it's 50% larger than the other rooms, and the window is 60% larger than our cabin for two. And by day, there's an L-shaped leather couch, and by night, your client's personal concierge will turn their room into a double bed for two facing the window. And the class includes radiant heated walls and floors in the cabin, and this is the only room or the only room suite, just the class. This is the only class that where they have a private washroom and a shower in the room with them. And the prestige lounges, pictured on the right, offer complimentary bar services, snacks, coffees, different activities such as wine tastings, interactive talks on local history, geography, and culture. And from time to time, they even have live musicians traveling through. Now, the dining car will actually be one of the highlights of your client's trip. All meals on board the Canadian are prepared fresh and ordered off a menu with four choices per meal. And vegetarian options are available. And even special requests can be made. Just notify our consultants about any kind of notice. Now, the menus actually reflect the locations that the train is traveling through. For example, they may find seafood on the menus as they approach the Pacific coast, beef and lamb in the prairies, and fish from the Great Lakes of Northern Ontario. And just to mention again, meals are all included in sleeper class and prestige passengers, and Canadian wine and beers are served throughout the train. And some of our other top packages. There are some of our other top packages are the Scandinavian Grand Tour, Switzerland Lakes and Mountains, Complete Scotland by Rail, Best of Emerald Isle, and even our Ultimate Berlin, Prague, Vienna, and Budapest package. And just to recap, why book with Railbookers? Again, we're experts when it comes to the rail travel. Our travel consultants and staff are actually sent on our packages, so they have the knowledge to better assist you in closing a sale with your client. And then our insider access allows us to book all of our trips up to 18 months in advance. So now those long-term reservations can actually be completed at time of booking versus booking part of your client's trip in advance and then waiting a few months to book the rail. Let's just end the calendar reminders and put the sticky notes away so we can actually take care of your clients on the same day that they call in for a quote, as it should be. And then our flexibility actually allows your clients to change any of our packages to whatever their heart desires. And if they go to you and they say that they want a one of a kind trip, then let's just tailor make it from scratch so your clients can remember the experience that you as their travel agent were able to give them. And then, of course, our bookings will always be hassle free. You can now end the multiple reservation codes because we are able to book your clients' hotels, sightseeing, trains, ferries, and tours all under one reservation. Now, here is the pre Black Friday sale I was mentioning about. So, this is a sale that's going to be ending this Friday. So with any one of our packages that includes hotels, tours, even if it is custom, anything with a hotel tour and a rail system in Canada, if your clients upgrade to upper and lower berth, they'll save $300 per couple. If they upgrade to a cabin for one or cabin for two, they will be saving $400 per couple. And then if they upgrade to prestige class, then we'll give them $500 off per couple. Now, again, the sale is going to end November 17th. When you call in to receive a quote from our consultants, just bring up the sale that we have going on, the pre-Black Friday sale, and they'll be able to apply that to the quote up until this Friday. Now, the next thing is how to book. Well, just call us. We want to build and create an ongoing relationship with all of our travel agent partners. And just let our highly experienced travel consultants assist you on any one of your bookings. Now, if you would like to get an idea on the type of trip your clients may desire before calling in, then by all means visit our website. Our number is 888-829-3040, or our website's railbookers.com. And our website's actually very easy to navigate. You can go to destinations, and you can feel free to select the continent, and from there you can actually go more into detail on the cities that you would like to look at. Or even vacation types, where vacation types you can select pre and post cruise trips, or even rail journeys, or highlight scenic routes. Anything your clients may look for, we have it broken down in packages. So again, I just want to mention one more time, don't forget to download your own customizable flyer here with our specials. And just, again, download it and you can enter your own information on it, your name, and send it off to your clients. And if you have any questions, now is the time to input it into the question box now. And just give me a moment because it's difficult to read as well as answer a question at the same time. So you may hear a little bit of back and forth. So I'm going to be opening up to questions. So everyone just continue to throw in questions in the question box and I'll be happy to provide an answer. Okay, so I see how many prestige class cabins are on the train. So it depends on the season. Typically, there's about 6 to 8 prestige class cabins on each train system. But of course, during the winter season, they'll have a little less. But I would focus more on 6 to 8 available. And once one books up, the next one typically goes up in price, not by us, but just by the rail systems directly. And the same thing goes for hotels. So yeah, so how long has Railbookers been in business? So since 2003, over into the European market, Railbookers has been in existence. However, we just launched to the U.S. market at the end of 2017, which is why it may seem fairly new. But the services we're able to offer are just to Railbookers alone, which is why we're very excited to share that with all of our current partners that have worked with our sister brands in the past. And continue the questions. Okay, do we have brochures for you to be able to order? Absolutely. So you can actually, there's the main way to be able to request a brochure is you can go to our website, railbookers.com. You can scroll to the bottom, and it has a little bar that says request a brochure. And then you can select as many as you like, or you can even email me directly, and then I can actually send you. I'm actually going to send everyone my email so you can have my information on file. As one of the business development executives, you can always reach out to me with any kind of branding question, marketing material, webinar information, and I'll make sure I can always get you over brochures. So if you have a number of 50 or even 100 for your office or even for a trade show coming up, then I can get that over to you. And but that's how you can request a brochure. But just be aware that our brochures really only show about 5% of what we actually offer, since we can customize any portion of our trip. But it's still a great place to start. Our packages were created because that's majority of what our agents realize the clients would like to travel to. But if they ever want to deviate, we can do so. Oh, thank you again, Mark, for the compliment. And yes, continue the questions. Mhm. So yes, I see that there is a statement of what happens if there's a delay with the train system, and how is it that we usually proceed with that. So we do offer, so when there's delays with the train system, the way we create our packages is so we can avoid those type of mistakes when it comes to train systems, because we can't control the schedules that the trains have. Typically, the freight trains are the ones who own the rail systems, so they have priority. However, our packages are actually designed to give enough space and time between transition of the train system, so there's more than enough time even if there was a delay. The only time we would see that there may be an issue is if there was a customized trip where clients were tight on time and they try to catch shortcuts in order to have a small window to be able to transition to the train system. But our consultants are well experienced where they know a time gap depending on the location on what we should have if we were to make a reservation. So that's always discussed, but really, if there is a delay and if we were to ever face that, we do offer a trip protection as well. That is commissionable if your clients do choose it, and it covers them for their delays. So if they ever have to get a hotel night or if they have to reroute, well, if they have that trip protection, then they're going to be covered. But it's on a base system where it just depends on the situation. Generally, we don't bump into that because we leave enough time in between delays. Okay, perfect. Transfers. So yes, we do offer transfers. We offer transfers from airports to hotels and vice versa, mainly for the major cities. And we do it generally at every one of our locations, but I say major cities because we actually also are able to booking hotel accommodations right off the rail system that maybe clients just wanted to do a small town city. So, but for major cities, yes, hotel, airport, hotel, vice versa, we can arrange that, and anywhere in Europe and in Canada. Oh, Elaine, you're perfectly fine. So yeah, if anyone made it late, I am recording this session, so you'll be able to have I'll send over the recording, or my marketing team will send over the recording to you. But if anyone made it late, I do want to address for commission structure. The way that it works is commission with any of our packages. Every part of our trip is commissionable. It's not just the rail, it's the hotels, tours, activities, trip protection, transfers, and that would be at 10% commission. And what's quite interesting and what's exciting is that majority of you on this webinar are actually preferred with us through all of our sister brands. So since those of you who are preferred with us, you actually receive a 12% commission on our packages, even if they are customized. Okay, yeah. So I see that there are questions about maybe trade shows that are coming up if I'll be attending them. So actually, my coworker, he would be the one who would be attending them, or even our vice president. Right now, he's in Chicago right now, going to different trade shows. But I'm sure that they would also be attending all the major ones. But I can also contact you, Jim, so we can kind of communicate that, Jim or Cheryl, whichever one was typing the question, so I can get a more understanding of which location you're referring to. But yes, continue the questions. Yes, the commission rate is exactly the same, 10% on every portion of on our trip, rail, excursions, components. Unless you prefer, then you receive 12. and continue the questions. So I'm still looking at the questions. Okay, yeah, perfect. So there is no extra cost when it comes to customized vacations. So all of our quotes and any kind of packages that we offer, they're all complimentary to quote them. And if we customize the trip, the only difference is it may take more time to actually create the package for your clients. So when you call in for a quote, it can be as fast as 5 minutes to quote a package, or even faster than that. But if your client wants to say go Norway to Portugal, which we had last week, then that would be broken down even more, where it may take maybe an extra hour or two. Now, generally, every one of our quotes, even if they are completely customized, are always sent out within 24 hours. And which brochures are available? And Scott, thank you for plugging in, Scott. Brochures. So we offer every one of our brands. When I send out my email, you can actually let me know which brand you would like, and I can actually send you any one of our brands over to you and the quantity that you're looking for. And yes, of course, restrooms are accessible during the nighttime on the train system. The washrooms completely accessible, so your clients won't be confined to their room after a certain time. They're free to move around the train system. Now, they won't be able to pass through higher classes, so anyone in cabin for one won't be able to travel through prestige class. They can only travel through specific their own classes. And I see someone's asking if they can book online. So we do not have an online portal where you can actually book online. However, it's always calling in to receive a quote or to make any reservation, but our average hold time is 3 seconds in calling in. And we're very proud to say that. So whenever you call in, you're going to be holding for about 3 seconds, and then you'll receive a consultant where they can begin quoting for you. Okay, so yeah, the way that we focus on rail tickets is we specialize in point-to-point tickets unless we're dealing with Switzerland where we do the Swiss Pass and we also do the Brit Rail Pass. But we specialize in point-to-point tickets because they tend to be more cost efficient and it's a guaranteed reservation versus just a pass where your clients show up and then they take a train. We don't like the thought where it can be completely booked up and they have to pay a supplement charge, or if they want one of the high-speed trains in Europe, they have to still pay a supplement charge in order to utilize their pass. We rather focus on the point-to-point tickets, but we do focus as tour operators as well. So we would require at least a hotel accommodation with any rail that we may book, even if, and we could do it 18 months in advance again. And you can continue the questions. Okay, and like I mentioned, I did record this session, so I'll make sure I get that out to everyone. And I just want to thank everyone for joining us. Our number is 888-829-3040. That will get you straight to our quoting and reservation department. And our office hours are Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And our website, railbookers.com, if you want to get any ideas on what kind of packages we offer. Again, we do luxury trains as well for any clients looking into luxury. The Golden Eagle, VSOE, actually a few of our consultants actually just came back from the Venice and Pontnoran Express. But and of course the Rocky Mountaineer. So there's no limit. Just give us a call if you have any kind of questions, and then we can straighten everything out or even assist you. And I'm personally excited to be able to communicate with you and help you out any way I can. So thank you again for plugging in with us, and I hope you have a great day. This is Baltazar with Railbookers.